the Olan Tech here, and I'm gonna be the first to admit that I haven't always been Apple's biggest fan or consumer. I haven't used an Apple device since the iPhone 5 back in 2013. After that, it's been straight Android. That's why when it came to trying to find a tablet that would be used as an alternative to edit videos that's cheaper than a laptop with good specs, I went with the Galaxy Tab S6. And with the current state of the world, computers are selling out quickly, tablets are being sold out quickly. So I got the tablet to edit videos and do some other productivity, but it hasn't really reached the peak of what I need in my productivity. So what does that mean? Well, you see it in the title. Android, I'm sorry. I got an iPad Pro 2020, second gen, and we're gonna unbox it for you. I did get the 11-inch model. I just felt like the 12-inch was just too big. I don't mind the size of this one. And along with that, I also have an Apple Pencil, and I have the Magic Keyboard. We're gonna talk more about why I chose the Magic Keyboard over a cheaper alternative that is out there. We're gonna get into that with the unboxing and with testing out the, seeing how these items look out the box. So without further ado, let's get to it. So with this unboxing, we're gonna start, of course, with the iPad Pro. I know I'm a bit late to the party with this. The iPad did come out in March, I believe, but I am going to use it for the next couple of days and upload a review by the end of the week to answer the question of, is the iPad Pro still worth buying in a few months after it's been released, and is it worth buying over a laptop for the state that the world is facing with distant learning being a thing? Computers are selling out fast, tablets are being sold out quickly. So is it worth to get an iPad that you can find and is within your price range, or is it worth to just try to find a computer that's not sold out? So let's just start with opening this up. We got this little seal on the side. A lot of people say that's supposed to be satisfying. I didn't really feel satisfied right there. It felt kind of weird. And then we got this plastic that we can just tear off. And wow, the box actually feels nice. It's a nice feeling box. Not many people care about that. They think, oh, it's just a box. I don't care. A nice box is the start of something great. Nothing on the back, so I think we just have to lift the top off of it. And I don't want to, do anything too crazy with it.
2,000 years later.
Okay, so I did finally manage to get the top lifted up enough so that I can actually get this thing out. And there it is in all its glory. So we can immediately see it's very thin. I'm sure there's a bunch of videos out there for unboxings. You don't need to see mine to know it, but it's very thin. Don't know why the camera wasn't covered from the unboxing or from the packaging. That's just weird. Let me not lose that. And then next we got the paperwork, and then we got here the power adapter and the USB-C to USB-C cable. So we'll be taking that out later on. And it's really great that it does use USB-C. I was worried about that. I really don't want to use Lightning. I don't want to get new adapters or anything, but it is great that it does use a Type-C. So props to Apple for that. Now, one thing I do have to admit as an Android fanboy that one thing I miss about Apple is their devices just feel good. They feel really good. They look really good. The hardware is just great on Apple. I am also waiting for my D-brand skin to ship, so that should be here within the next couple of days. And look at that. I think I was right in going with the 11-inch model. It looks smaller in videos, but this just feels right. A nice size. It's not too big, not too small. It'll fit in my bag properly. It'll get the work done that I need to get with it. So I'm gonna put this aside for now. I'm gonna apply a screen protector to it later, and we're gonna jump into the unboxing of the Apple Pencil. Now, I did see a cheaper alternative called the Logitech Crayon. It was a bit cheaper, quite a good amount cheaper. But my problem with that is you need to use a lightning adapter to charge it, whereas this one you just attach it to the iPad, it'll charge and pair. So I'm all about being simple, trying to knock my productivity down to be as simple as I can with the devices I use. And that's one of Apple's models, being, simplicity, trying to be simple. And I do know from reviews that this pencil is probably, or most likely, much better than the Samsung Galaxy Tablet's S Pen. And since you got to pay for this separately, and it is a premium price, it better be, much better. So here, some paperwork, some long paperwork, and here is the pencil. Very, very nice. Wow, it actually feels really good. It feels really soft, not too hard, and it's not, uncomfortable so far. It feels good. It feels, has a good grip to it. It's very soft. I like that. That's pretty cool. Now, finally, we're gonna go with the Magic Keyboard unboxing, and I'm gonna explain why I went with the Magic Keyboard and not the alternative, which is the Logitech Smart Keyboard Folio case. Basically, if you haven't heard of that keyboard, it's made by Logitech, partnered with Apple. So it does use the 3 pins on the back of the iPad, so you don't need to charge the keyboard, you don't need to use any Bluetooth connectivity. But the problem with that keyboard for me is that it does act as a case to protect your iPad. And that's fine. If you need a case and a keyboard combo, that's great. But I'm someone who, I'm gonna leave the keyboard at home. I don't need to take it with me anywhere. So in terms of taking my iPad from keyboard to an actual case, the Magic Keyboard just gives me that opportunity to just remove it like that. Whereas the Logitech keyboard, you have to actually pry it off the case and then put it onto another case if you want to do that. If you're one of those who keep your keyboard on and take it with you, that's fine. Go with the Logitech keyboard. It's about $160. You're gonna save $140 compared to buying this one, and you can use that money on anything else. But for me, it's just a personal thing. I like the way the Magic Keyboard looks and how easy it is for me to go from desktop to tablet mode in just a matter of a second. So that's why I went with the Magic Keyboard. It also had, in my opinion, a better design to it. It just looked better. It matched what I'm looking for. I like things to come in like dark colors like black and gray. And the Logitech keyboard is in gray, but it's kind of like a light gray and not a dark gray. And the Magic Keyboard just looks better with, the D-brand skin that I did purchase. And another thing about the Logitech keyboard is they say that it's not gonna be as great as a typing and trackpad experience as the Magic Keyboard, but it's not a big difference, they say. They say at most you're looking at like 100% for the iPad Magic Keyboard and like a 95% of use on the Logitech keyboard. So, I mean, I would recommend going for the Logitech keyboard if you want a keyboard that's great and is a much lower price. But if you have the money to spend on an accessory and you want to be fancy and flex, by all means. I don't really have money to flex, but I like to flex, so here we go. Now, another thing about the keyboard is I believe they said the Logitech one would be a bit more thicker than this one, and this one seems to be pretty thick. So I don't really know how much thicker it can get, but from what I've seen, it is pretty thick, and this one seems to be thick as well. You also have this Apple logo on the back, and the whole thing about being a Magic Keyboard, having your iPad float in the air, which is really cool, something I was really interested in. And it is something that's more durable, more strong, more sturdy compared to the Logitech keyboard. With a premium price of $300 for the 11-inch model, and then $350 for the 12-inch model, it better be freaking premium. A quick side note, if you do get the Logitech keyboard, it is only for the 11-inch model. They have not made it for the 12-inch model. But from the beginning, we're just gonna see how this feels in terms of typing. And I think it feels pretty good. No complaints here. One thing I do wish this keyboard had compared to the Logitech keyboard is that one does have a top row of keys, and that'll give you functions such as media controls, brightness controls, volume up and down controls. It is something big that a lot of people would want to use. I am one of them who would rather have that. but again, this is just more simple for me to use at a higher price. But other than that, the keyboard feels good to type on. The trackpad feels pretty smooth, but I'm not going to be using the trackpad anyway. I'm going to use a mouse. And one thing I did hear about this keyboard is over time, it does tend to suffer from wear and use. But that's really from everyday use and taking it with you on the go, moving it from bag to table, table to bag. I'm just gonna keep it on the table, so it should hold up pretty well. And if you can see right here, the 3 pins on the bottom is what I was talking about earlier. It attaches to the back of your iPad. You don't need to use any external battery or Bluetooth connection. You just pop it in and it extends. Now, I'm sure you already know by now, this keyboard does have a USB Type-C port on the side, and that'll be used as a pass-by to charge your iPad while it's in the keyboard. Unfortunately, you can't connect a USB hub to that port. You still have to connect it to the iPad itself, which a lot of people had that problem. I don't really have a problem with that. I use a USB hub on my charger port for the Samsung tablet anyway. So it's gonna be a smooth transition for me. I guess the only tricky thing about it for me is moving from Android OS to Apple's OS. Other than that, I think we got some pretty good accessories here and a good product. And again, I am gonna do a review in the next couple of days and see how this whole thing works together. And I'm also going to edit this whole video on the iPad itself and share my experience with you. But once again, I'm Anthony Olan Tech. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And don't forget to check out my other videos, because there's some good stuff in there. See you around.